Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jam and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is a bit of a wonky one. So here's what happened. I was gifted the Saints, Angels, Sinners, and Calvin Brockington Artistry Reckless palette from none other than the Wilma Fingerdo review, and I wanted to play with it. So I was doing the first look and decided it needed to be a multiples look video because I couldn't pick and choose what shades to use. Typically when I'm using an eyeshadow palette, I'm not going to use it again for quite a while. I try to take turns and be fair with my palettes. For the record, fair is not always equal. Let's be clear about that. So in my mind, I was like, well, I'm not going to use this again for a while, so I don't know what to do. I decided that I would just do a multi-looks video like I did with the recent Cosmic Beauty, also was formerly Cosmic Brushes, palettes. So that's what I did. I get disappointed when I see a multiple looks video and the look the person is wearing is the final look. Like, I like being surprised and that ruins it for me. So I thought I would come on here like I always do without my makeup's done. I could do the intro. You could watch the first video that I filmed, which is a lot of talking because I thought it was going to be the only video. And then the second look I filmed kind of in fast forward mode, but I left in all of the application and all of the blending. So if you are wondering how much work is it, did I skip over those parts? I didn't. I left it all in case that matters to you. So feel free to double up your speed if it's annoying to watch a video like that. I come back at the end and reel, like regular speed and show you the look and have a little chat. So how about you go watch the first two looks and then I'll come back at the end and we can do the third look together, because I think I'm gonna wrap the video here. I wanna play with other palettes now. The bug has worn off. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to go in first with the shade No Regrets on my BK Beauty 202. It's a fluffy blending brush. I swatched this shade off camera and it seemed like a pretty good transition shade. Definitely deeper than it was in the finger swatch. That's the thing about swatches, like you can't know what the eyeshadow is going to look like on your eye. You can just get a feel of the texture, the formula, what this shade will maybe look like against your skin tone, not necessarily in a finger swatch, but certainly in like an arm swatch. And yeah, that's a great transition color for me. How about I go into Open Your Mind, which is kind of an off-white, just through here. Now let's go into Happy Mistake. Just a little bit on my brush, and that's going to go just a little lower because this brush is so big and my eye is so little. I do have to be a little bit more careful with placement. I should have just got a smaller brush, but I have been doing a lot of makeup and using a lot of makeup brushes, and I have to wash all of those when the time comes. So yep. Okay, I'm gonna clean this off and use it as my overall blending and get a smaller brush for the rest of the eye. May have to adjust the shape a little bit and bring it up, but for right now, I like that. I'm gonna take my Singe Beauty EO4 and the shade Happy Mistake again. Same shade, and that's gonna go just on the outer part of my mobile lid. All right, let's go in with Crazy Idea, which is in pan, just a little darker. Yeah, I think that's giving me what I want. It's a nice depth out here. I'm gonna use the brush kind of sideways and just a little bit. And I'm definitely going to have to go back in with those first shades to bring it up a little bit higher, because that's where I want the deepest shade to be. Going back in with No Regrets, which was that first shade, and I'm just bringing it up a little bit higher. That's the thing, if you start out more careful, you can always add. You just can't easily take it away. And we'll dip into Open Your Mind, which is that cream colored shade. Those are blending beautifully. I don't know if you can see because my hair's, but I really like that. I'm dipping into just the tiniest bit of Happy Mistake, and just the tiniest bit to further adjust this shape. I think I'm gonna go with Gut Feeling, with taking my gently used but cleaned off Refer 02 into Gut Feeling. Dry. Let's see. Man, oh man, that's pretty. I mean, it's metallic, shimmery green. Not because we have to, but because I want to. I'm gonna take my Refer 21 wet back into that Gut Feeling shade and just, yeah, for use, it just makes it a bit more bright and reflective and beautiful. Exactly what I thought would happen. So I'm gonna wipe that off, and I think I'm going to dip into Unimaginable for the inner part. Same brush, I just cleaned it off on my little wipe. That's what it looks like. That is very bright and very pretty. A little bit more. I'm going to take the Gut Feeling shade on the other side and just blend the two where they meet up here. And I'm going to go back in with the O2. I'm not going to add anything to it. I'm just going to run it along the edge. Yeah. And now I'm going back in for a little bit more of Gut Feeling. Just to over here. And then I'll go into that brown again. A little bit of Happy Mistake, which was the second deepest. And that's just gonna go over, and then I'll go back in with some of the Gut Feeling shade. Just, you know, make sure everything's blended and smooth. Back in with the matte brown. A lot of back and forth in blending, and I am going to dip into the black called Unleashed. Just a little. Oh yeah. Okay, see, that's what I figured. That this was going to be a perfect deepening up kind of black that is super, super pigmented. I'm going in with that crazy idea, crazy idea shade, which was the darkest brown, and I'm just blending right over the black to make sure everything's nice and smooth. I don't necessarily want it to look like, oh, she put black eyeshadow right there, so much as I want it to look like, oh, that is dark. All right, I'm going to pop off and do the other eye, finish up my face. I'll come back and show you the finished look. All right, this is my first look done. Let me zoom you in for an up close reconnoiter at the eyes. I really like it, really easy. I think very wearable. I did, however, just drop the palette and broke up the Unhinged shade and the Dare to Dream shade. So I'm not going to show you those right now. I'm going to fix them and get into the next look. All right, I am back for look number 2. Because I sort of decided to do a multiple looks video partway through filming the first video, I'm not sure how I'm going to cobble all of this together, but I don't want it to be a super long, annoying video. So I was thinking I would tell you what shades I'm going to use for this look, and then we can speed through it. And then I'll come back at the end, give you the up close, and talk about the shades that I used and their performance, just in a quick kind of recap, and then we'll move on to the next look. Does that sound okay? I hope so. Normally I'm better at this, but again, this was like a last minute decision, so I'm just cobbling it all together. So anyway, again, with the Reckless palette, I'm going to be a little bit careful because, like I said at the end of the last look, which I don't even know if you've seen yet, I did drop this and rebroke Unhinged and this one over here called Dare to Dream. I am going to use the Dare to Dream shade today, and I think the red down here next to the purple, the orange next to the red, and possibly that maroon shade in the middle over here on this end, or the black to deepen it up. I'm not really sure. I've never put on a red eyeshadow with that kind of, this is the orange, red, green, gray, funky multi-chrome that I just love with my whole heart. So I thought, let's put it on top of a red eyeshadow. That could be really, really fun. So I'm going to put on some background music. Maybe you could relax, watch me whack this on my eye, and hopefully it works out. All right. I'm back and the look is done. Let me scoot you in for an up close reconnoiter at the eyes. Okay, quick thoughts. I really like the Dare to Dream shade, which is that multi-chrome. The red is a decent red. It was blendable, it went on nice, it's no complaints. I did use, the red is soul searching. I did use a bit of the orange called Bent Not Broken just to blend out the red a little bit. Sometimes red can go pink and I didn't want pink. I wanted red, so I used the orange. And on my inner corner is the shade Now or Never, which is this like really bright yellow. It is also a multi-chrome duo. It's got a little bit of green shift in it, but I really like it. The black is a really good black for deepening up. So I'm very happy with this look as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing at least one more. We'll have to see how it goes and what I end up choosing, but that is look number 2, done and dusted. Let's go on to the next look. All right, so hopefully you've seen the first 2 looks and enjoyed them a little bit. I wasn't feeling, how about I start playing makeups and then we can yammer? Sheesh, man. Like, this is my first video of ever. Okay, I really want to do something with the shade Brain Sphere, which is this one right here, and Reckless, the palette's namesake. They just look really pretty. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna use, but those are the 2 that I want to play with for sure. So going in with the Brain Sphere on this fluffy BK Beauty 202. Look at that. Hopefully I have scooched you in a little. Yeah, so yesterday I was kind of headachy and I don't know, a little nauseous, so I took an anti-nausea pill and started feeling okay, you know, like nothing was really feeling wrong. And then as the day wore on, I thought maybe I was just being cranky and overwhelmed. And so, I don't know, I just felt like tired and kind of out of it and ooky. That is a very, very light purple. Interesting. Anyway, as the day wore on, I just started feeling kind of more and more out of it and weird and tired. So I went to bed pretty early, which I have not been doing lately. I've been staying up much later than I used to. I'm very proud of myself for that. If you don't know, like me IRL, or if you haven't heard about how I used to live my life, I took care of babies, my grandbabies, my friends' babies, whatever. So I was getting up at like 1:50 in the morning, so I was going to bed really early. Now I don't have to get up until like 4:30, 5:30, depending on the day. So I don't have to go to bed early. Anyway, I wanted to go to bed. I was exhausted, just not feeling great. Then all of a sudden, the stomach stuff started happening. That was a boatload of not fun, let me tell you. This kind of dark gray purple up there where I can't reach, called Unfiltered. And I'm gonna use that and hopefully deepen up the outer corner a little bit. So I went to sleep and I'm fine today. Like I woke up during the night and, you know, things were a little bit not fun, but I'm feeling much better today. So I don't know what the frilly heck happened, but it was not a good time. So yeah, I think that was partly what was happening with like my nails, and I don't know if you noticed in the second look, my lashes didn't match. Now I'm gonna try Out of My Head, which is that dark burgundy, because neither of those shades are, no, yeah, this is not. Let me see if I can get the burgundy to be darker on this eye. Now I'll go in with the purple just to see what we're dealing with. It could be a situation where it's just not buildable. The black was able to build up on the darker shade or the mid-tone shades, but maybe these just aren't. Just going to go in with the purple and fix my other eye real quick, and then I will come right back. Okay, the eyes are pretty much the same. I just went in with all the same shades just to make sure they were equal. And I mean, what they are look really pretty. So before I do anything else to the outer corner, because who knows, maybe I don't even need to, I would like to go in with that shimmer. So I'm going to use my gently used but cleaned off Refer 02. This feels like one of the sparklier, like not chunky, but like bits. So there it is, just dry. But really pretty. I'm just gonna fluff it through here before I wet it. I think I want something a bit more diffused. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. All right, let me catch the other eye up and then we'll wet this eyeshadow. All right, let's go in with the wet Reckless shade. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what I figured would happen. That's so pretty. I like that a lot. I feel like it's been a while since I've done anything purpley, but I also have a horrible memory, so that could just be my imagination. It's really pretty. I don't know if this would be considered like a duochrome or a multi-chrome, but it is definitely like pink and purple. And I think I do need to use the black to deepen up the outer corner. I'm going to use my Blend Bunny B4, and I'm just going to boop it into the black and then just blend it along here. It deepens it a little bit. I feel like the purple shade isn't great for building on top of. The other shades have definitely been more conducive, but that's okay, you know, not every eyeshadow is meant to play beautifully with the others. You know what I mean? Like, they're allowed to not do exactly what you want, but I mean, it looks good. So, okay, I'm going to save us some time, go off camera, finish up the eyes, whack on my face. I'll come back, show you the finished look, and we'll have a final chat about this palette. All right, I'm back and the look is done. Let me zoom you in for an up close reconnoiter at the eyes. All right, so I like the shimmers that I used. I think the only one I didn't use is this Unhinged shade. The texture of that one frightens me a bit, but I'll probably use it at some point. The browns are lovely. The orange and red are good. They're not, you know, Nomad red, but they're pretty good. The purpley maroon kind of shades, I'd say, are meh. They're not bad, but they're not amazing. The black, that's a pretty good black. I like that one a lot. I think if that shade wasn't in this palette, this would not be a complete palette for me. So, anywho, really quick, let me tell you what's on my face because I'm using things I have not used in quite a while. My base is still the Sephora concealer and the Sephora finishing powder foundation thingy, but my bronzer is the Hoola, this itty bitty one that I bought for the like YouTubers raved about these products video. This is nice. I like it with my tan right now. I'm wearing two blushes. I have the Pinky Promise from Mented. Mented is no more, but this blush is really pretty. So that's piled on pretty heavy-handed. And then I went in with my NARS Gaiety in here and like under my eye, sort of. It's just so light that it actually is kind of almost a under eye powder that blends into the blush. I mean, I could use it to like set my under eyes. Not that I set my under eyes, but yeah, so I really like both of these. And then my inner corner highlight on my eyes is from my Believe Beauty Trio. Why can't I open it now? This is not that complicated. So this is the one on my inner corner. It's so pretty. It's like a yellow, green, gold. And then I have a combination of these two on my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow. This highlight is so good. Like, it's really smooth and glowy without being sparkly. I got this a few years ago. 3 maybe? Something like that. Have you tried this highlight? It's so good for like a really pretty wearable highlight, not anything, you know, knock your socks off, sparkly or multi-chrome, but that's gorgeous. Like, it just looks nice on. Definitely recommend if you can find it in your local Dollar General and you need a really pretty, easy to wear highlight. It's very good. So that is all of the looks I'm doing with this palette for now. Let me know what you think of the crazy video. I don't know. Thank you again, Wilma Fingerdo Review, for gifting me this palette. I really appreciate it. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Be good and remember to be kind to you.